White Russian is like very
Gummy.
Everyone in the service industry has a story. Crazy customers, wild orders, and WTF moments. Do you want to start a tab? The podcast here to bring you those tales from behind the bar. Behind the bar. Behind the bar.
Woof.
Whoa. Struggle bus, here we come. My name is Carl, and I can't say shit.
My name is Riley, and it's agonizing every day.
So here on this lovely little podcast, we like to read stories from the hospitality industry. God damn it.
We read stories from people in the hospitality industry or people observing the hospitality industry, and we decide who's the asshole. Was somebody a hero? And what other things, Carl?
Could the situation been handled differently? Was it handled perfectly? And just have fun with it. Then we rate that story 1 through 5, 1 being your average story that happens all the time, 5 being unique, where you run out and tell the world of how amazing that story was.
Yes.
And since we are adults who like to drink beverages, tonight we are having a White Russian.
Yes.
Because we just got back from Brazen.
Yes.
And they made 9 White Russians in a row, and that just sounded good.
They sounded delicious. Absolutely.
Yep. I'm actually drinking a Colorado Bulldog, which is a White Russian with a little Coke or Pepsi added to it.
And you had to open the Mexican Coke to make this?
Yeah. I was told I'm not allowed to touch the canned Coke right now. So that's what I did. Because afterwards, I'm going to make myself a Cuba Libre.
Okay, well, then that makes sense.
I didn't just open the one bottle just for this one drink. And we like to make our White Russians with Mr. Black and not Kahlua. So it's a little bit more bitter. But then I did use vanilla vodka, so the sweetness is still there. So
vanilla vodka is my favorite way, no matter what.
I agree.
But
so do you have a story ready
I do.
to not educate, but to just do something with the people for or other things?
Are you done?
No.
Continue to ramble.
I think I short circuited. What?
All right. So I have a story from the Petty Revenge subreddit posted 10 years ago.
Fuck, that's the beginning of our relationship.
Mm-hmm. By the user, Does It Tickle?
Does it tickle? Sounds like it's... Never mind. Let's go on.
It's called Racist Bartender Gets a Taste of Her Own Medicine.
All right. And this is off the Petty.
Yes, Petty Revenge. I work with an incredibly loud, obnoxious, and racist blonde bartender. We'll call her Twit. Our cook is a nice black lady. Well, NL for short. And both ladies have been working together for 25 plus years. I suppose they're used to each other, but hearing Twit constantly refer to Nice Lady as an N-word really grinds my gears. Nice Lady lets it slide and has for years, but I'm offended by that word, which will now be replaced with the word cheese puff for the rest of my story. One day, Twit was mad, and I asked her what was wrong, and she just yelled, "Nice Lady's a cheese puff," loud enough for customers to hear. This is relevant later and also just shows a little of how she is. After our rush last Saturday, Twit was on a cheese puff kick, going off about all sorts of shit, rap, the cook, etc. And I was just watching her, and she asked if I had a problem, to which I mentioned that I thought all blondes were dumb and strolled away to wash some dishes. Twit follows me and unleashes her dumbness. "You're gonna judge me on the color of my hair?" Me, yeah, you're blonde. You're just dumber than the rest of us. I was being totally serious for her sake. Twit, "That's bullshit. You can't judge me on my natural hair color." Keep in mind, Twit is littering our conversations with the word cunt because, hey, that's her other favorite word. Me, "That's what you're doing to Nice Lady." Eyebrow raise. Twit, "That's different. She's a cheese puff." Me, "And you're dumb." Twit stomps off, bitching loudly all the way to the bar. Not much interaction that night with her after that. However, let's get to tonight. She's been bitching all week about how she's not dumb and I'm a cunt, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, tonight, Nice Lady was acting herself and Twit asked her what was wrong. And Nice Lady looked right at her and said, "You're blonde." And that's when I lost it. LMFAO, while Twit's mouth was just hanging open, shocked that she had been judged by the one she's judged for years. After a moment, Twit called Nice Lady a cheese buff, me a cunt, then stormed off to the bar while me and Nice Lady laughed till we cried.
Wow.
Wild.
Wow. First of all, where the fuck is the owner or manager letting this just go on for 25 years?
Right.
25 years.
So the top comment said, "What? No customer has complained about her language. Why hasn't she been fired?" And the OP says, "Mom and pop place. Most of our customers have been coming here with their grandparents and now have kids of their own. When I first started working here, I mentioned it to the boss. I got the 'that's just how she is' talk. Everyone has been working there forever. Seniors, long-term employees. Not to excuse her behavior because there is no excuse."
So what they're saying is a bunch of old white folks have been going there for 25 years and they don't give a fuck that this is going on, because if it was any other ethnicity there going for that long.
Right.
Wow. It's so funny that people are like, they can just say whatever they want, but then someone comes back at them one little time and calls them out by calling them a blonde or dumb or whatever. They get so offended.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me just judge you on, she's definitely not a natural blonde either. If she's been working there for 25 years, her hair's gray. She's
Right.
dyeing it.
Yeah.
And you have the nerve to...
Wow.
Oh.
Man, like, I mean, for the cook just putting up with that shit for 25 years.
I would lose it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I would lose it.
That's rough. But then, like, this newer employee is standing up for her. Like, this is
Right.
bullshit. I wonder, does it say what ethnicity the OP is at all? Like, in the comments, does she say about it all?
Not that I've noticed.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but I'm just curious because obviously it doesn't seem like she is.
But that's some shit I would do for sure.
Right. No, absolutely. But obviously, it doesn't seem like she's black because she would
Right.
probably make it dominant that she's offended by her. She's obviously offended, but I'm just saying it would be a little bit more hailstorm.
I want to know where this is.
Right. Dirty South, like Arkansas, Mississippi type shit.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it could happen in Maine. Who fucking knows? But it just seems like this type of story is a little bit more, would be more common down there. Possibly.
Right.
I could be wrong. I mean, fuck, this could have happened 30 minutes away for us in some small fucking town in Iowa. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just curious why she thinks she can just flaunt that word however she wants. And like, does she call other black people in her lives this word?
It appears so. It appears that's how she's. Oh, as for the small town, we live in Austin, Texas. Makes sense.
Okay. Southern states,
But
for sure.
Austin
It is a bit more
is usually
progressive.
better, but this was 10 years ago.
Right. And then also, like, it's probably a suburb, right? It's not like Austin. It's probably some sort of suburb right outside Austin.
Or it's not.
Maybe. I don't know. Or I guess I'm just saying, if it was in downtown Austin.
Well, I mean, think about Iowa City. There's still places.
Is there?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't go to fucking Iowa City anymore.
Oh, yeah. There's still places in Iowa City where bigots and racists feel free to do so.
Weird. So, so the assholes, obviously,
The twit.
the twit, but also the manager and owners of this place for
Yeah.
letting it go on for this
Yeah.
long. I'm sorry, but like, you
Yeah.
you have
You have an obligation to.
make sure your employees feel safe and that they don't feel like they're offended. And this woman's probably not saying anything because she has a job and she probably already feels like, because she's a black woman, that it's going to be hard for her to find another job. So if she complains about it, she's going to
Maybe,
get fired. You know, I'm guessing. I'm not saying this is how, but I'm just assuming,
Right.
or I'm guessing that, you know, she probably just dealing with it because, you know what, I have a job. It pays my bills. It supports whatever.
I mean, everybody does some stuff. I have sacrificed some stuff to keep a job.
Yep.
And it's hard. It's hard when you find a job doing what you like to do. I assume if you've been doing it for 25 years, you like some element of it. it's hard when you find a job that you like that you have to deal with that kind of, or
Right.
any kind of harassment or
Unsafe
just
workplace.
yeah, general workplace violence, because that's
Mhm.
what that is. That's workplace
Right.
violence. And yeah, for a minute I debated on whether or not that this story was really like applicable for this podcast, because it's not really, it doesn't really talk about the interactions with the customers. But I think it is important. I think it is important to address, like, as a manager, as an owner, it is your job to make sure your employees feel safe while they work for you.
I mean, it is part of the hospitality, right?
Yes.
Where people don't get along. You mentioned the things that happen to you with your
Right.
fellow coworkers, and like, I mean, there is a different dynamic when you're in the hospitality industry of coworkers,
Right.
and this is definitely
Yeah, harassment and workplace violence kind of there's a little bit of a blurred line, which there shouldn't be, but there is sometimes.
right. I mean, it's
When you're in the weeds, it's kind of like, I don't want to equate it to warfare, but it's like when you're in the weeds, it's like you get close to other people like you do in the battlefield, where it's. But
they're in the trenches, and
yeah,
I mean, it's the whole thing about like having, like, in this scenario, I think like having, not this scenario, but like hospitality industry, like where you have like a work husband, a work wife, where like, cause you have this different connection to where like it's different than your normal relationship that you have, like, you know. So I
Right.
kind of like compare it to that, but in the fucked up version of that.
yeah,
You know, where this woman's probably just like, "Oh, it's just part of work," and she just doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. She's just afraid of the repercussions because she's in Texas,
right.
man. So
One of the comments is, today I learned bar rescue may actually be an accurate representation of some bars.
wow, I get that. What are we rating this story?
Oof, I don't even want to. Like, I don't want to give this a rating, but I will.
I'm gonna go 3.5.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, fuck. I could almost go 4 and still be. I think
It's the length of
it's
time.
the length of time. I'm gonna
Right.
go 4 because of the length of time. 25 years. If it was like 6 months, I'm not saying 6 months is less, but 25 years. That's a
Yeah.
lifetime. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
Yeah.
tell me dealing with this one woman. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 4 just because of the length of time that this was going on for.
I'm gonna agree. I think it gets a 4, but then I also think it deserves a 4 for the just the petty, like, over her head. She has no idea why she
Hold
is
on.
getting what she deserves. That Twit had no idea, like,
Oh.
that she was being a hypocrite.
Right, and then she gets all offensive. Oh, you calling me dumb? Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I am. Like, you're the most ignorant, dumb person I know.
Right.
So, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. I mean, like, I think it's good that we read stories like this. Maybe not all the time because it is. I mean,
Right.
but again, it is part of, I think, any workplace that could happen, right? This is not just a hospitality scenario.
Right.
This is happening probably in other jobs where they just think it's just okay because no one complains about it. Like, no one complains about it because.
Just because nobody's complaining doesn't mean it's okay.
Right, exactly. So, if you have a story similar to this or completely different that's a little bit more lighthearted, we'd love to hear it.
Yes.
Do you want to start a tab? We do have a subreddit called Do You Want to Start a Tab? The link for it is in the description of any podcast player that you're listening to it or watching us on YouTube. We would love to read it, talk about it, but then also, if you'd like to give us a call and tell us a story, 563-277-0072. We'd love to hear it, listen to it, and talk about your story. And then while you're on your podcast app, on Spotify or Apple, definitely leave us a 5-star review. Tell us how much you love this podcast. Share with a friend, family member.
Yes.
All right. So we kind of each have our own go-to subreddits now because there's great stories in it, and I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think I just went on a tear one day and found like 18 stories.
Right.
I'm still working through those.
Yeah. All right. So I'm in the Am I the Asshole subreddit, brought to you 9 days ago.
Ooh, fresh.
Thoughtful Robot 7206. Because 7205 was already taken.
Yep.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let my bartender girlfriend have a regular customer pay for our vacation? My 26-year-old sexy girlfriend works at a dive bar with lots of regular customers. We went to go on vacation. My girlfriend said she would have one of her regulars pay for a hotel room, which would total $3,000 for a week. She claims her customer uses a business account to pay, and it's not really his money, so he doesn't care. I say that no one would give a $3,000 benefit to a bartender and not expect something in return. I can afford to pay for the room outright. She says there's nothing suspicious about it, but I disagree. That's the story. It's short.
No, you're not the asshole.
No.
Your girlfriend's an asshole.
Right.
Also, the guy who's stealing from his company credit card is an asshole.
Right. Like, it's going to come back. There are going to be repercussions about a hotel room that this guy, probably in a different country. Because so first of all, $3,000 for a week, that's a lot of money. So in my opinion, that's not in the United States. It's somewhere.
3,000 for 7 days. That's like 400 a night.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. I don't think I'm giving you my thoughts of what it is. This is not. They're going somewhere that's like. They're going unless it's like a San Diego or some shit like that. But I'm just saying, like, this seems like they're going somewhere nicer, like on vacation, like Caribbeans or somewhere in Europe. I don't know. It doesn't really fucking matter. But $3,000 for a week, like, I would say nope, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't let it. No.
Yeah, if some guy told you, like, hey, let me just pay for your guys' vacation, you've been so good to me, like, I would look at you, tell him, absolutely not. I don't give a fuck what you think. Ain't happening.
Right. No. I mean, there are it'd be one thing if the regular customer is like, here, let me put it on my card so I can get the points. You pay me, and I'll. But even still, that's sketchy, and that's like.
Yeah, just ain't gonna happen.
I wouldn't do that either. But like, I mean, that would be a little bit more understandable. But I don't. No, not the asshole.
No, if he says like, look, tell me a restaurant that you guys want to go to, and I'll call and pay for a dinner.
Right.
Sure, because that's gonna be a couple $100 at most. But $3,000, the motherfucker in a month or two is gonna have a couple of drinks at the bar that she works at. Be a little too living, like, hey,
expect something.
Remember when I paid that $3,000?
Right. Now you owe me.
Like, that is a huge thing to have over your head.
Right.
No matter who you are. So
I think your girlfriend's too old to be falling for that shit.
Mm-hmm. I like how he says my 26-year-old sexy girlfriend. Like, he has to justify that she's sexy. Who gives a fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny. To me, that's just, could have just said girlfriend. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Holy shit, that's a scary idea. What happens when the regular feels like he's been cheated or that he's owed something one night when she's walking to the car? Unless she's sleeping with the regular and he's okay with being a sugar daddy, she shouldn't take the money. If she's sleeping with him, you guys shouldn't take the trip. LOL. That's basically the common thread is he wants something in return or they're already sleeping together.
Yep.
So
I mean, there are people who are that nice, but you don't find them.
I mean, for percentage wise, the best tip I've ever gotten was a $60 bill and it was a $50 tip.
Right.
But like once you get to like $500 on a tip, you're starting to not cross lines, but
then it's like if he really wanted to pay for the hotel and he really wanted her to, I'm assuming if they wanted the girlfriend to just have the money for tip her more.
Mm-hmm. Right. Just like
come in and give her a $300 tip. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even that is weird, but like.
But at least that's a little bit more.
I still don't like it.
I don't like it either because that's still going to be expectations later.
Yeah.
But at least that's a little bit more like, I don't know.
A little more tit for tat, rather. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
No.
Yeah. Like, I understand once in a while getting like an over tip for whatever reason, like whatever. But like, when it's an absorbent amount more money than you're used to,
Yeah, that's
that
ridiculous.
starts turning into, I want this because I gave you that.
This to me, I'm gonna move into writing the story. I think I want to give it like a 4.3
Yeah.
because there's so many layers. First of all, the girlfriend's an idiot.
Agreed.
Um,
She's like, she's blinded by money and about this free offering. Like
I don't even. Yeah, or that either she's extremely naive.
Maybe she's the daughter of the story of the person that you read.
Maybe she's either extremely naive or she knows what she's getting into and she's trying to pull the wool over the boyfriend's eyes. Either way, wrong. Yeah. What do you think?
I agree. Like,
4.3?
it's either they're sleeping together already, or she's okay with possibly doing something later. Like,
she just really thinks he's being extremely nice and isn't
she's so naive about the situation. She has no idea. She was like 22-year-old bartender.
Right, that's what I'm saying. She's too old to be that stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. 26, especially at a dive bar.
Right.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She knows expectations are going to be set.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just don't understand, but I just want you guys to listen and just take this one thing. Don't be a dick. Tip your bartenders and drink responsibly.
Yep.